one that I definitely want to go back to, Brighton. Brighton is like a free rider's dream. I have never seen so much just wide open terrain full of side hits, rock drops, cliff drops, log drops, tree runs. There was so much terrain at Brighton. It's just like the whole mountain feels like a massive playground. It's a really, really great time. It also seems really progressive friendly because it has so many of those features. So you can stay on the main run if you want to, but you have plenty of options if you dip off for side hits or venture off a little bit. Like, there's tons of progressive features out there, and it's really easy to kind of like ramp your way up to it. It also, on this list, is the only resort that has full green runs from the very top all the way down to the bottom. So if you are traveling with families or some more beginners, I think that's a really great thing, is that you're still able to actually go all the way up to the top with those beginners so they can get those epic mountain views you get from the top as well, and then ride down with them. If I had to give Brighton a con, I would say the signage could be a little bit better. There were several times like you had a sign right at the beginning, and then once you got further into the run, there was no signs or anything, and we didn't know where to go. It's also a resort that I would say the phrase pre-ride, re-ride, and free ride definitely come into play. You definitely want to know where you're going, because there were several times that we almost went off some cliffs. Luckily we didn't. There are some larger features out there, so it definitely helps to kind of know where you're going. And so we were a little bit timid after the first time we about went off a cliff, and slowly kind of ramped back up. So the more you ride it, I think the more fun it would be, or find somebody that knows where they are going, because the terrain out there is an absolute blast. We mainly stayed off of the Millie lift. There was so much stuff there and so much to play on. We had a full day there. Definitely want to go back and check out the rest of the mountain, because it seemed like a really sick mountain. So who would I say it's for? I would say it's for the person who's looking to take their riding to the next level, or kind of get that backcountry experience, but stay in bounds, just because of the sheer wide openness of the terrain and the options you kind of have. It felt like you could pretty much go anywhere in the resort you wanted. So that was one thing that's my favorite type of resort, is where you have more options than just sticking to the groomers, and you can kind of dip off and be able to explore a little bit more. I think the higher your skill level, the more fun you're gonna have here, but there's also something for everyone. So I think this would be a great place for anybody from beginner all the way to advanced, as well as families. It felt like there was a lot of options and accommodations for that as well.